Everyone keeps saying that, I used to watch my mother, I used to watch my grandmother. They just used one dabba of something and their skin looked great. Is that true?
I met some woman and she said, I don't apply anything on my face. I said, so you don't look like Madhuri Dixit. Whatever your mom was doing absolutely right. Why, I'll tell you.
because she watches this podcast. Do men need a different kind of products or can they borrow their wives?
Men definitely need skincare. Looking good is good.
Looking good is good. Looking good should be embraced.
Yes.
The skincare industry tends to feed on insecurity and sort of the care has gone out of skincare. Now they want the Korean glass skin.
That's all filters. People think anything natural, they can just gobble it, eat it, apply it as much as you can. So it's very scary. You cannot apply, paste of cinnamon or cloves on your face and it might burn you. And we have so many celebrities, right? If you see their past pictures and their present pictures, there's a huge difference in their skin complexion. But actually it's the drips. People from our industry smile, when we see niacinamide getting so much of popularity. For 20-30 years, they've always been there. India has just started taking baby steps.
Wow, I didn't actually realize that we're only scratching the surface when it comes to consumers of skincare.
Yes.
So you have Deepika, Kriti, Meera. They are building skincare lines and businesses. Is that a bad idea?
I don't think it's a very good idea also.
So India is one of the most complex skincare markets in the world. It's shaped by diverse climates, by pigmentation concerns, price sensitivity, and an incredibly strong digital influence. Today, skincare sits at the intersection of dermatology and consumer-driven trends. So while dermatology has traditionally been more clinical, problem-focused, modern skincare is heavily influenced by social media and marketing, often leading, I think, to confusion, to an overuse of actives, and a lack of clear guidance. The real challenge then is no longer access to products, but access to the right information. Consumers are now seeking to simplify their routines, rely on science-backed solutions, and move towards transparency and credible guidance over overwhelming choice. Our guest today, Shaily Mehrotra, is the co-founder and CEO of Fixderma, a dermatologist-recommended science-led skincare brand built to bridge the gap between clinical expertise and everyday skincare. With a presence in more than 30 countries, a network of 15,000 doctors, and rapid growth in recent years, she represents what it takes to build a skincare brand rooted in both scale and substance. Hello and welcome to All About Her, and today we will be discussing the rise of skincare in India. So thank you so much, firstly, for coming on the show. I think that we really need a voice in all of the noise to tell us what we should be doing for our skincare. In my introduction, I spoke about how perhaps this industry has a lot going on now.
Yes.
You, of course, brought Fixderma to life in 2010.
Yes.
So was it as cluttered then as an industry? And if so, why did you choose to do skincare? Or perhaps was it not so cluttered in 2010? And also the question is still valid in terms of why skincare?
So in 2010, of course, it wasn't cluttered and we could see the opportunity.
Yeah.
And Fixderma is a perfect union between pharmaceutical and skincare.
Right.
So like we had cosmetics, which were more superficial for topical application and mostly they were meant for fairness. Right. And other side, we have pharmaceutical, which was meant on more for, corrections and more on prescription basis.
So if you had acne as a problem or if you had pigmentation as a problem, it would address that.
Yes.
And of course, the packaging was very boring.
Of course. It was aluminium tubes, very boring packaging, very medical look. So it was a perfect union of both. And it was very much there abroad in Southeast Asia especially. Like, of course, Europe and US, of course, it was there. But even Southeast Asia, it was present, which is called cosmeceutical or dermaceutical.
Right.
A perfect union between both. And we saw there was a gap and we could bridge that gap.
Right.
So that was idea behind Fixderma.
Right.
And the name itself, the intent is behind the name, fixing your derm.
Right.
To fix your skin.
Right.
So all the products are meant to fix your skin. And we started with 10 products back then.
Yeah.
There were 2 sunscreens, a moisturizing lotion, a moisturizing cream, a normal moisturizing cream for dry skin, some basic, and a foot cream, a basic products, which we still have in the portfolio.
And now your portfolio is expanded to how many products?
Around 150.
And that's because people's skin types are so different, their needs are so varied? Or is it just because now they want things that they don't even need?
So there are many reasons behind it. Because we have many channels we sell through. We sell through dermatologists, we sell online, we sell through retail channel, we also export. So sometimes we have to keep that portfolio, that comprehensive range of products.
Right.
So that's also one reason.
My first question actually is a broader question. My first question after you said this is that there are lots of women now who are trying to build businesses.
Yes.
And before we get into a deeper conversation about skincare, you had an idea in 2010, which you saw had legs to become a business.
Yes.
What about some women who were looking to build a business? How do they realize that it's just an idea or that it has legs to become a business? Would you have some advice for them? How do you know when you have something, a real business?
See, I'll go back a bit in the past. So when we thought of Fixderma, it was like, building a proper business.
Who's we? You keep saying
me and my husband.
I see.
Right? And he came in the picture a bit later because when we started, it was a very small company.
Right.
So the idea was to build a proper business because we had business in Southeast Asia and we wanted to, divide our eggs in two baskets.
Yeah.
So we were building a business. The idea was never to sell or to get acquired or to, sell some stakes in the... It wasn't there then, of course. I shouldn't say that if the opportunity was there, then we should have also done the same thing. But the opportunity was not there then. So the idea was to build a proper business, take some money home, and to scale and to establish a brand. But cut to, if you see now, I don't think it's an easy thing to do because that time the clutter, the chaos, the confusion was much less.
Right.
And right now, I think roughly around there are 22,000 companies in beauty category on Amazon alone.
I can imagine.
Right? They are, which actually covers even oil, hair oil, and all kind of products.
Right.
But it's a crazy number.
Right.
It's a crazy number.
So at that point, you said you saw an opportunity, and I think you touched on that in terms of that gap between dermatology and skincare.
And cosmetics.
And cosmetics that you wanted to fill.
Yes.
I feel like, going back to 2010, going back even prior to that, a lot of us, we've had 3 conversations now on skincare on this podcast. It's obviously something that people are interested in, but everyone keeps saying that, I used to watch my mother, I used to watch my grandmother, my Nani, they just used one dabba of something and their skin looked great. And I wanted to ask you as an expert in this, in the industry, is that true that people just managed to... Was it because of a lack of pollution? Was it because of lifestyle that was simpler then? Or are we just overusing things and therefore actually hurting our skin barrier?
Yeah.
So why is it that people may do with just 1 or 2 products? Or is it that we do actually need, and there's more education now, and they would have benefited from having more products? So I feel like it would, of course, be very unpopular to criticize our grandmothers, but do you think they would have benefited from some more education or awareness?
100%. I think the awareness was not there, the knowledge was not there, and there was no means to, get that knowledge also. So, in fact, I remember in one of the podcasts, I said I met some woman and she said, I don't apply anything on my face. And I said, so you don't look like Madhuri Dixit. That was rude, right? But, people think that, skincare is vanity. It's not. It's just taking care of your skin.
Yes.
It's skin health.
Right.
And earlier people were applying desi ghee, some coconut oil. It's not they were not applying anything. They were applying. So it were more DIYs. They were trying, the hacks, home hacks.
Right.
So they were doing.
Right.
And if you see now a 50-year-old or a 40-year-old woman, they look much younger.
Yeah.
And if you go to a village and compare,
yes,
a person who stays in Bombay, Delhi or Bangalore, same age, they look years apart.
Right.
Right? A person who stays in Bombay or Delhi, they look much younger than a 40-year-old who's staying in a village.
And
because of the sun damage, they don't apply anything, they don't moisturize, they don't eat well.
Yeah. So the nutrition... Now there's awareness in cities about eating the right food.
Yes.
Of course, people understand sun is a big no-no. My confusion is, though, that a lot of people say early morning sun is also good vitamin D. But should we avoid the sun entirely and cover ourselves up and just take a supplement?
No, I think, yes, you are right. Early morning sun is actually good. You can take 1 round of the park
Yeah.
That's it.
What park?
Whatever.
In Bandra.
Wherever you can walk and get that mild sun, because early morning sun is milder.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yes.
Once it's 12, it gets much harsher. So that's the reason, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, when it comes to, again, skincare now, we're looking at 2026. Do you look at filling a gap where do you need to create a demand for certain products? I feel like when it comes to marketing to a glamour industry at the end of the day, sometimes people are not even aware of what they want or need. They just see something and they want it because it's been well packaged, it's beautiful, or they feel like so-and-so is using it, somebody's endorsing it in an advertisement, and they feel, I want it. And that's creating a demand. Or is it harder to fill a need? I'm asking you from the point of view of a business. So when you're building a brand.
Filling the need part, I think you need to have very deep pockets, because that only can be done by the big size companies, which, I mean, they can create awareness, right? They can do a lot of medium ads, like, hoardings, television, OTT, performance marketing. They can create that market.
Yes.
But for a smaller size company, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
To create a need. They can follow. They can be followers, not leaders. They can't create a brand or a niche. It's not that easy for them.
So in terms of your strategy when you started, or even now when you look at actually getting your products off the shelves, what do you find works for you best?
See, if I have to start business now, example, right, in 2026 of skincare, many people ask me this. One, I won't start.
Yeah.
Right. Two, because the market is already too crowded. And two, if I have to, I think there is definitely an area where you can pick up a niche.
Yes.
Like, you can build skincare just for 40 plus people, or women 50 plus, or for aging people, or for dryness issues, eczema, psoriasis, something. Just pick up an area and build the product there around it. Because India is a huge market. Any area you pick up, it's a crazy big market.
Yeah, so I feel like it's very similar to podcasting in that way, because everyone is becoming a podcaster, and they say if you don't know your audience and you just come with something generic, why will people watch you or why will people use you unless you're solving a problem, unless you're addressing a particular niche concern.
Right.
So it's similar.
Yeah, even in podcasts, like, if I have to understand how to increase your followers on Instagram or how to increase your followers on YouTube, you will start, watching only those channels, right?
Yes.
Where you can get that knowledge.
Right.
So something, where you can actually become an expert, you can focus, you can understand the market, and slowly you can grow it. Because see, whenever you think of a company who is like, has the best products or a best formulation for, let's say, eczema, right? And you think about that company only then.
Yes.
Because if you are doing anything to everything, I think you'll get lost right now.
But it's interesting to say that now you wouldn't enter the industry now because perhaps there's a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
There are, though, a lot of people who seem to be entering the industry. A lot of them are from my fraternity as well. So you have Deepika, you have Kriti, you have Meera. They are building skincare lines and businesses. Is that a bad idea?
I don't think it's a very good idea also. The brand is associated with their name. It might sell. It won't happen now.
That's what I'm asking, because
it won't happen. The customer is very different right now. The customer 15 years back was very different. They were really attracted by celebs and their faces. But right now they are looking, at the back of the bottle. They want to understand the formulation, the ingredients, how it's going to work on your skin. The awareness is on different level.
But do you think that awareness might exist for places like Mumbai or Delhi?
Yes.
Do you think that awareness exists overall? Because there is still a huge attraction. I feel like it might be an incentive to see someone that you take as a role model, someone you also trust. It's not just that these people are that they're beautiful. There's now a sense of trust and authenticity and transparency to some extent, where people feel like, okay, perhaps these people are actually using these products. You see them using them on their Instagram reels now. And perhaps this is something that if I use, I might be able to look a little bit like them.
No, I think that would work in tier 2 cities or tier 3 cities where they aspire to look like you or to any of the celebs, right? But in tier 1 cities, Bombay and Delhi, they want the product to perform.
Right.
Right. And let's take example of Meera. They know it's her brand.
Yes.
That's why she's endorsing it. That's why she's promoting it. They will not buy because it's her brand. They will buy because the performance is good. I'm talking about only tier 1 city where the awareness is on a different level right now.
Sure.
There's so much information out there.
Yeah.
So much information.
Too much information, maybe.
Too much
because
information.
Also, that information contradicts that information. So some people are like, I don't know whether vitamin C is good for me or not. Is it burning my skin or is it brightening my skin? I feel that celebrities, I do feel that they have this impact on people. I wanted to ask you because I understand now there's education and people don't just get something because somebody is selling it. Even now, if I post something that is promoted on my page, people know. And they like things that are organic. It's very hard to tell now what is organic and what is not because people, all the marketing departments also say, okay,
they're smarter.
Smarter. Do you feel that it is beneficial to brands to have brand ambassadors?
See, I'll tell you how it was beneficial because we were always a dermatology-led brand. When we step out of it, not exactly stepped out. We wanted to, grow the business and, started reaching out to retail channels. We needed a face. Because still, in smaller cities or let's say tier 2 cities, people really like to see a face.
Yes, even on this podcast, they like to see a face.
Yeah, because they want, they aspire to look like them.
Yes.
So it works.
Is that true more of India than it is of other markets? Because now Fixderma has gone into 30 countries.
See, our faces won't work there unless...
No, but I'm saying that do faces, known faces, popular faces as a marketing strategy work more in India than they do? Because when I went to England, for example, when you put on the television there, you have ordinary people selling products that anybody can use. So is it... Are we more celebrity obsessed in India?
Yes, I think we are. Okay. Yeah.
And we shouldn't be.
No, but... Even in US, it's there.
It is.
Right?
I've been more in England.
Yeah, but US is there.
Right.
People are, associated, especially with makeup brands. If you see Kylie Jenner and all those, there's so many of them, right? So it does actually. It makes a lot of difference.
Okay.
It was coming from them.
Yeah.
But how they promote it, how do they market it?
Yeah.
They really do it in a very professional way.
Yes.
So I think that's why they are successful.
When it comes to brand ambassadors, but you've chosen some interesting faces across not just film. You have sports, and you have different ages also as your brand ambassadors.
Yes.
So that is it's an inclusive strategy. You have men. You have Barman Irani, you have Neeraj Chopra.
So I'll tell you why we chose Barman Irani. We had a very interesting product, which of course is doing extremely well for us. It's called Nigrifix. So it was for an ailment called nigrican acanthosis, which is darkness on your nape area, elbows, knees, knuckles. And it has always been there and people were not aware about it. So we launched a product. We really researched, worked very hard on it and we launched. But we were really wondering whether it's going to work in India or not because people are still thinking about the face all the time.
True.
Right? People are not even spending on face. So why they will be spending, on these areas. But then we thought Barman Irani would be a perfect fit because he has that credibility and the movies he had come, 3 Idiots. So, and he did a fantastic job with the product. We did some TV ads and we were able to establish the product in the market.
Yes.
And we were the first companies to launch a product for nigrican acanthosis. I remember my team was like, ma'am, nobody is able to pronounce it. And why you want to launch a product for this? I'm sure it's not going to sell.
Right.
But it took off really well and it's still doing extremely well.
Absolutely. No, I think number one, the fact that it is a situation, a problem that exists.
Yes.
And when people know there's a solution for it, and then of course that trust and credibility is so important.
And there was again a misunderstanding about it that people think whenever you see a dark elbow or a dark neck or a dark knees, you think maybe he's not, showering properly or he's not rubbing or scrubbing properly or maybe he ignored that area for a long time. That's why it's become dark. Actually, it's underlying medical condition.
I see.
And it can be cured. So a good product, it's a very good mix of urea, retinol and AHA, BHAs. And we got a patent on it.
Right. So I think this is that important gap that can be fixed where you're identifying something that can be easily treatable for somebody. That education, again, then has to come in.
But then, if you have to launch a product for this kind of, this area or for a certain medical condition, then you need to have a know-how.
Yeah, and you have to spend that money to also to educate people.
Yes, you cannot say my mom had had this problem, or I saw it somewhere, I got inspired. That it's not going to work like that.
Right.
You need to have very good knowledge, and you need to back it by proper evidence, research, paperwork. A lot of work has to go into it, because when you are focusing on a certain area.
Right.
So that was one. Baban Irani was very good choice for us. Then we took Neeraj Chopra for a very short time.
When he was a gold.
Yes. And very, very sweet person, very sweet personality, very simple man. He keeps smiling all the time.
Really?
Even if you tell him that, it's a serious product, you have to. So yeah. So that was for a short period.
Okay.
And we had Vani Kapoor. So I told you,
Yes.
she endorsed our sunscreen.
Right.
And we did a very good, TV ad for her.
Do men need a different kind of line of products, or can they borrow their wives?
They can actually, but men definitely need skincare.
Yes.
Because they exfoliate their skin every single day
By
shaving. So they need to moisturize it, really. And just see, I remember I was doing a podcast with Shalini Pasi, and she said something very interesting. She said, if you are 23, 24, you are like within 30, and you are boasting about your skin, right? You shouldn't. She was like, you shouldn't.
You're young.
Yeah, you're young. You should have very good skin. What's the big deal about it?
That's true.
She said, it's me.
At
if
my
I
age.
boast about my skin, then I have done something good with my skin.
Yeah.
So that was actually a very good takeaway.
That's true.
Right? And see, let's not look at young boys. Look at men in India. Yes. They have those dark patches on their forehead, on the side cheeks, and they can take care of it. If you look at their hand, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Right? So they have actually pigmented skin, and the pigment becomes so deep and dark.
Yes.
It looks like patchy skin.
Yes.
So that can be again fixed.
Right. But I'm glad to see now that there is an interest in developing cosmetics for men, skincare for men, and that men are taking care of themselves, because we should look good for each other.
Yes.
The onus of being beautiful should not
Looking
just be on women.
good is good.
Looking good is good. Looking good should be embraced.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all.
Yes.
What about the social media component? I feel like the consumer is savvy now also, because there is a lot of information that is out there, but information is also misinformation. And your take on social media, whether it's been helpful in your journey or whether it's been something that you've had to combat?
See, in the beginning when we started the journey, dermatologists were not happy with us using influencers as, promoting our products. They were really unhappy about it.
Because anybody can be an influencer.
Yeah, right? And we use in the beginning certain dermatologists also, free of charge, or because for both of us it was new.
Right.
Very new. And we asked certain doctors who were good friends, why don't you promote our products? And they said, fine. And then they saw there was a crazy spark, and they were also happy about it. They are not happy, but what I feel, it's fine using influencers, because it has been happening for a very long time. I remember when I was doing my MBA, how they were using influencers in colleges. Those kids who are chosen as college presidents and very good looking kids were given certain products to use it for a certain period of time. I was reading about Vespa. The scooter. So how Italy actually, when it was launched long back, it was in our course, how they gave it to certain influencing people who are really good looking, handsome boys in college, so that they can they can ride it with their girlfriends,
right,
just to make an impression on others.
Right.
So the influencers have been used in different forms and ways, right?
Right.
And right now, people, girls and boys, they can relate to them.
Right.
They are just like a next door girl.
Right.
So that's why I think they are getting so popular.
Right.
And it's helping.
The argument is only that it then equates to popularity. How many followers you have, and you can amass followers by just maybe not just doing correct or responsible things. You become popular for all sorts of reasons.
I think the problem comes because once they don't have any knowledge, majority of them.
Yeah. And then if it's a collaboration, and sometimes there's a money exchange, then again, because of the lack of transparency, the person who's a consumer doesn't know. But I think the onus is also on consumers to know who you're following and whether they are a doctor or not, what they're selling. Little bit, we have to, I think, take responsibility.
Yes, I agree on that.
not
So
just leave
that's
it to
why,
the industry.
when we communicate with influencers, we tell them that you should tell how it has actually affected your skin. You have been applying it and you have seen a change.
Yes.
Don't give advice to people that you should apply. Don't be like a doctor, you
Right.
you
Right.
don't have any
You're
degree.
not a doctor, yeah.
You're not a doctor.
And now people are, I think, whenever you post something and you say, okay, I'm not a doctor, but this is just my experience and you must consult a professional before you do this, people like that. People trust that. And I think trust is very important. Do you look at trends, though, on social media when you're deciding to launch a product? If something is popular, for example, then does that affect something that you might produce at all? Are you
Not
sensitive to those trends?
Not really. Not really. I think, again, if you really focus on certain areas, I just said that you need a product, a regimen,
yeah.
a regimen to follow, and that's it. We actually, people from our industry, we smile, when we see niacinamide getting so much of popularity, salicylic acid. They have been there for 20, 30 years. They've always been there, but no one was talking about it.
But they weren't these boring...
Yes, the way they were
Dermat
communicating.
kind of
Yes,
packaging.
yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of problems with influencers sometimes. Right now, like they're talking about not using sunscreen. India has just, started taking baby steps, right, towards skincare. And if you are scaring them, they will just, retreat.
Right.
So don't scare them. Let them try, experiment, start at least.
Right.
If you see, you'll be very surprised, Nepal. You must be thinking it's a very poor country, a neighbor, right? They have, if you go ratio-wise, they use more skincare than us. They spend more money than us.
And why is that?
The more awareness.
So, but I'm saying why
They
do
are
they
more
have that more
conscious
awareness?
about their looks. Northeast is so conscious about their looks.
But we're also conscious about our looks in
Not so much.
No?
India is not Bombay and Delhi and Hyderabad and Bangalore. So I always talk about India is like Bharat and India, right? Bharat is still, like taking...
No, we are. I mean, that I think all of India is not in the 21st century.
No.
Not all of India is
No.
at all.
No.
We can't assume.
No.
They say whatever's true of India, the opposite is also true of India.
Yes. The percentage is very, very small, which is actually very aware. And all the brands are fighting for them.
Right.
So that percentage is very, very small.
What do you think are the biggest changes that you might have seen since 2010 to now in the skincare industry?
I think the entire marketing dynamics have changed.
Really?
Since 2010 and 2026. Now I think the changes are happening on, I'll say, monthly basis. Earlier it was like 3-4 years, you'll see a change. You bring a new product in the market, it'll take 2 years. People used to research for 1 year, then next year it was a market test before launching the product. And that market test used to happen for at least 1 year or 6 months. And then the proper product was launched.
Right.
Now it's entirely changed. The product is launched, I think, within a week or 2 weeks because it's so fast right now.
But this test will have to be done, no?
I'm not sure who's doing the testing, right? How they are bringing the products out, but it's too fast.
I'm saying for the cosmetic industry, skincare industry, when you have, like you said, I know nutraceuticals and I know stuff that you get at a chemist, for example. Something requires a particular certification. So does it exist in the skincare industry between dermatology and cosmetic? I'm assuming that dermatological products will require a standard that perhaps the other ones don't have to aspire to, and that's why it can be sometimes confusing or even you have to be wary of the products that you're using.
See, it's diminishing right now. So when we launched Fixderma in 2010, so we had, I'll say there were pros and cons. Of course, the competition was not there. We were very happy, very profitable. The market was very small, but the awareness was very poor. People were using sunscreen, like, example, a doctor has prescribed a sunscreen to you, you will use it for some time and the tube is like, somewhere lying somewhere, right? You won't use it. You didn't understand the importance of a sunscreen.
Right.
But now, cut to 2026, awareness is on a different level, right? But then there is so much of competition. There's so many products. You type sunscreen on Amazon and you have 200, 400, 500 sunscreens.
Right.
And which one to buy?
Right.
It's such a big question for everyone.
And that's what I'm saying, is there's no standard that they all have to meet.
No.
So with, again, so many products, people, as I said in the beginning, people are layering a bunch of things. They want to achieve Korean glass skin. They don't know how to do it, so they're trying everything. And one podcast we had actually, we spoke about how using so many actives actually damages the skin barrier, and then it presents maybe 10 years down the line as pigmentation, which is apparently on the rise in India.
Yes.
People should, I think, I'm looking, certainly in my 40s now, for a simpler routine, something that I can sustain, something where I'm not overwhelmed, something where it's not taking me half an hour in the bathroom, and my husband has gone to sleep, waiting for me, and he's like, "Oh, you take so long in the bathroom." So now I want it to be done in maybe, I don't know, 7 minutes.
That's good enough.
Is that good enough?
Yes.
So what should I be doing in my 40s? What are the mistakes that people were making in their 20s? And for example, if I go back to my mother's time, and she, of course, put her skin through a lot. Now we were sitting and she was saying my eyes are dry. Perhaps it's also because they use so much glycerine to build up those tears. And they would do it again and again and again. She said, I use so much glycerine. My eyes are dry for various reasons also today that are age-related. But I'm sure that there were things that we did to our skin because we didn't have awareness or education then.
Yes.
I don't remember, I saw her, I would wake up, I would watch her getting ready to go to work. I don't remember ever using sunscreen. I remember they wore heavier makeup then.
Yes.
And I think there was a sense, like that pancake makeup that they wore, and you might know the words for it. There was a sense that this is protecting me from the sun, perhaps. This layer, which may or may not be true. And then the taking off makeup routine was simple. There was a tub of something, pink or white, and there was an emollient, and then they would take it off, and that was it.
So I'll go one by one. One, whatever your mom was doing absolutely right.
Okay.
So
good.
why? Why I'll tell you.
Because she watches this podcast.
No, why I'll tell you. Because foundation actually, those pancake type of, layers which they used to put earlier, in 60s and 70s, right? It was good. So, because if you see, what is the base of foundation? It's Fuller's Earth.
Right.
And if you go to Myanmar, they apply those, they make two circles here because that's where you get pigmentation.
Yes.
Because of sun, right? They make two circles here. And even everyone is like, you will go in office and you'll be very surprised people are wearing it.
Right.
Male, female, both.
Really?
That's awareness, right?
Right.
So that pancake actually was, protecting her from harsh sun and lights.
Right.
Because I always tell people that that's also a myth in India, that makeup is bad. Actually, makeup makes a layer on your face. Actually, it protects you from sun again.
Interesting.
So foundation is good. I mean, that layer was actually protecting her from those lights
but
and
now,
sun,
of course, we want to be realistic and we want to show, like the small imperfections in our skin. We're shooting in HD so that makeup is visible.
It's very clear now.
We're using very clear. It takes 2 hours to achieve that new makeup look, and I don't know what goes behind it. But
and then emollient you mentioned,
the
right?
emollient.
And that's perfect because right now we are using that, face oils.
Yeah.
Right? Cleansing balms.
Right.
They are just a different fancy name. It's the same thing.
Right.
You rub the oil on your face or the balm and just to, mix everything and then you wash it off. And of course, you have to use a cleanser. Right. And they were using a cleanser. It could be in a form of soap.
Yeah.
Right? So they were doing actually the right steps they were following.
Right.
So I think that's why her skin still looks so good.
Right.
Right?
Okay. Sure. Some challenges that she faces, things like pigmentation. I don't know whether if she'd use sunscreen, whether it's hormonal related also, whether things that we can do to combat the hormonal changes that we face. I, for example, will be facing declining estrogen very soon. That will have an impact on my skin. I can already feel my skin drying out, my skin all over my body becoming more reactive, more sensitive. I had rosacea when I was in college. I used a bunch of things without consulting anyone. I think I burnt a layer off my skin also. And then I went to a dermatologist and retinol was given at that point, isoretinoin. So there are times, so that was a problem. So I went to a doctor at that point. But I'm saying now people just want glowing skin. They want clear skin, they want an even tone. Even if we move the narrative a little bit away, and I will ask you, the obsession about fair skin. Now the narrative, when it comes to marketing at least, seems to have shifted. People are being more responsible. There's an understanding that healthy skin is what we want. We want
Yes.
an even skin tone.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the truth is in all of India. Again, if we'll go beyond the tier 1 cities, whether that truth still exists, so people are still chasing the gory skin, number one. And then
Shall
as
I
a-
go on the aging part and
Yeah, I
then
know,
the
I thought-
Gora part? Yeah, because you asked me about aging first.
Let's go on the Gora part first.
Huh.
We can go chronologically.
Huh,
So
okay.
the Gora part first, the question is that, so the obsession with fairness, I feel it would be wrong to say it has disappeared.
No, no, of course not. It's very much there.
So as a brand that sells skin and healthy skin, where do you draw the line between giving people what they want and educating them as to what is actually desirable or what should be desirable, which is a healthy skin barrier? So do you draw that line somewhere, and how do you deal with that?
So one, we don't have any product which actually promotes fairness. Because I always tell people, have a healthy skin, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you're very fair, for example, and your face is full of acne and pigmentation or uneven skin tone,
Yeah.
it won't look good.
Right.
So complexion is not something you should chase. You cannot. It will come back.
Right.
It will come back. If you have, reduce your skin tone to a certain, 2-3 shades down, it's going to come back. Because your skin, your body actually, releases melanin. And the dose is, fixed by the creator, right? So even if you do whatever you can, it's going to come back because the dose would be the same. And the melanin creation would come back and your skin tone would be back to square one.
But I don't think people know this. I don't think a lot of people still know this. I think that they do use products.
Yeah.
They think that they can perhaps achieve a lighter skin tone.
They will, but it's temporary. They might.
The fact that natural skin pigment
Yes.
will come back to the
It will come
surface.
back. Definitely it's going to come back. And it's very sad to know that we have so many brands and they have very funny names, like Gori, Sundari and all those names, funny names.
And they do very well.
They do extremely well. They are sold over the counter and chemists promote them a lot. And you'll be surprised to know the people who can't afford many things, but they can afford that tube.
Right.
And it's not that cheap also. It's like 200, 250 rupees.
So that is how much the desire is.
Yes. And it's full of steroids. The sad part is full of steroids. And once you start applying it, within a week, you will see a shade, 2 shades, 3 shades up. And you can see a difference of, face and neck. Because sadly, they don't even understand to apply it on the neck also. So, and then it reverses. It reverses after some time. And it does irreversible damage to your skin. So we have so many people on our customer care who keep calling us, sending us pictures. And they even reach out, of course, doctors much later once the damage is done. But it's irreversible. In 98% cases, only 2% it can be reversed.
So when people reach out to you, what can you suggest to them, or what can you...
It's very difficult actually because they have damaged their skin. So how it looks like, I'll tell you, once it's damaged, it's very dark. They have dark patches and it's full of acne. Whatever age they are.
Why does the acne
It actually is breakout because your skin is so stressed. It just snaps,
Right.
So, and it's very sad. Especially it's happening in tier 3 cities a lot. And especially with the lower working class.
Yes.
They are so obsessed to, look like somebody or to be, fairer.
So how do we push that narrative towards healthier skin, understanding the function of what this organ, our largest organ, is, the fact that these things are anyway counterproductive, that they make false promises, that they have things that are harmful for you. How do you educate people and sell the products that will actually create an even skin tone, for example, or a healthy sort of glow?
See, even just going back to the question, even government is taking a lot of actions. They actually ban these products. They come back because there's so much of demand. They sell like hotcakes,
Yeah.
through chemists. What we are doing,
Yeah.
you asked, right? We don't have any product like that.
Yeah.
I keep telling in each and every podcast through our different communication mediums that just focus on healthy skin, use a simple skincare routine, and just adopt some kind of skincare routine.
Right.
Like, you brush every day, you bathe every day. you eat good food. Why not, do something for your skin? It takes only 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, talk me through the 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, for example, I want healthy skin. I feel like it's increasingly challenging because I don't know the things that I can fight and the things that I can't fight. Gravity, I can't fight, I don't think, unless one goes under the knife. No? Correct me.
We'll talk about it. That under the knife is not going to help you also for a long time.
because
you look like a vampire, after a point.
Really?
I mean, how much?
I don't know. Some people look quite nice and they look quite youthful. And, maybe they're going...
Maybe after a certain age, you cannot fight.
Right. So I feel like, but there's certain things that you can do. Like I'm saying that instead of just saying, okay, I'm not saying that fight aging. I'm not saying that...
It's not a disease.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Embrace aging. We've talked about pro-aging.
Yeah.
But we can also...
Look good.
Look good.
Yeah.
And that's,
aging
as you said,
yeah.
it's not conceited, it's not arrogant. It's what we owe ourselves, I think.
Yes.
And now women are out there, we're earning money, we're going to work. We should be allowed to spend money on the things that we enjoy spending money on as well, with our disposable income.
Yes.
And if we want to spend that on
looking good,
which does in some way also translate to feeling good, then, and I think that the main thing, hair and skin, where we don't want to have to hide behind makeup sometimes. We want to have no makeup and still have that healthy glow. So what can I do in my 40s, for example? There are some people who are watching this who are in their 20s and 30s as well. So we can talk to them as well. But because I have you with me now, what can I do?
So once you're out of shower,
Yeah,
let's go back there. Once you're out of shower, apply a good moisturizing lotion, body lotion on your entire body. If you have very dry skin,
yes,
especially after 40s, perimenopause, menopause, your skin starts getting dry, and you're very surprised that all your life you had acne and you had a very oily skin, but now it's a sudden change, right?
Yes.
Skin is very dry.
And you get adult acne as well when your skin gets very dry.
Yes. So adult acne, we'll come back to it, right? Okay. Yeah, otherwise so out of shower.
And that moisturizer can be when your skin is still a little wet.
Yes.
So it can lock in the moisture.
Yes. Okay. So before you towel dry.
See, I know a few things.
Yeah. Before you towel dry, you just apply body lotion. Keep a timer if you don't believe me. It takes only 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, I think, maximum, right? How fast you're moving, of course. Right. And then cleanse. A good face cleanser, a good face moisturizer, and then a sunscreen on the top. That's very minimal. And if you are going to office or you're working, a thin layer of foundation is not going to do any harm.
Right.
I'm here promoting makeup companies, right? Because we don't sell makeup.
Right.
But it's not going to do any harm.
Yes.
That's also a myth.
Right.
That, too much of makeup, too much of foundation. Oh no, this is not going to do any harm.
But make sure, of course, you take it off properly at night.
Yes. So a thin layer of foundation, a bit of blush, you look nice.
Yeah.
It won't harm your skin. And then those are basic which you can do.
And at night, a similar regimen or?
No, again, you have to reapply your sunscreen if you can. And
no, at night I'm saying before sleeping.
At night, again, a cleanser. If you have makeup, you have to double cleanse. You can use an oil. And because you have to, use an emollient, you said, like she was using back then for your mascara and for your eye makeup. And a cleanser, and again a moisturizer and a serum to seal it.
Right.
So, again.
But what about the hyaluronic acid, and what about the retinols, and what about all the...
Yeah, that serum can be one of the retinols. It could be hyaluronic, because after 40s, you need a very good hydration. Right. So good hyaluronic acid serum you can use.
So for me, I should look for a serum that has HLA.
Hyaluronic, yeah.
And a retinol?
See, retinol...
What about the wrinkles in the lines?
Yeah, retinol, I think, it doesn't suit everyone. And especially if you keep using it for 7 days, you will see your skin starts getting sensitive, right?
Red.
Yeah, red also.
Dry.
So you can do it once in a while. Not once in a while.
Alternate days.
Alternate days, yes.
Okay.
Alternate days.
Okay.
And for me, retinol, it doesn't suit me.
Okay.
So I use twice in a week. That's it.
But I'm saying you should use it, but you should use it twice a week in your 40s.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as a brand or as a company, you have to try so many things.
Right.
And it's very easy for anyone to judge. Sitting across, why you did this, why you shouldn't have done that. But you keep trying so many things because you're not sure what's going to work.
Right.
And see the situation right now. Just think as a founder or think as a brand owner, what to do. OTT is there, there is a separate TG who watches OTT, as a founder, how to promote your brand. It's not that easy. You have right now, just look at the choices. You have OTT, right? A different TG, Gen Z or millennials. Then you have TV,
Yes.
right? HSM or normal TV.
Yeah.
Again, a very expensive medium, which is the tier 2, tier 3 people who are watching. Then you have news channels.
Yes.
So India news channels are like entertainment channels.
Yes, and now IPL.
They are not, then IPL.
Yeah.
So this is one area. And then you come to digital, you have performance marketing, you have meta ads, then you have to ATL, BTL activities, you have hoardings, you have billboards, you have posters.
I feel like you're deterring anyone from entering the skin care industry now.
I'm just talking about the entire BPC, category. So it's very difficult for us to decide what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what worked for us, what didn't work for us, and what is right or what is wrong.
But it'll be a learning process, and you have to have the resilience and the funds to take you through the highs and the lows. What has been, for example, the biggest learning for you? Something that you would not do again, or something we felt like this didn't work out?
So many things, because my journey was long, 15 years. So many mistakes, launching wrong products, launching it too early. The market is not ready.
What was the market not ready for?
So we launched a product range for teenagers in 2016, 17, I think, yes. And I think it was too early to launch something for teenagers, because normal age people were not using anything. So how do you expect a teenager to use? And of course, online wasn't there. So you have to take permission from mom. Right? How will you buy? Where the money would come from?
Right
now kids are buying from Blinkit or, all these.
I believe so.
Yeah, quick commerce, anything they want.
Right.
And they have access to at least 500 rupees to 1,000 rupees.
Right.
Even if you talk about tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Right.
But back then, that was not the case.
Right.
You have to ask your mom was a decision maker for your skin.
Right, as she should be. I feel until you reach a certain age, maybe 16, 18.
Yes.
Older than that.
Right.
Like I have a friend, Niranjana, she asks a question on every podcast that we do, and it tends to be a sort of provocative one. And her question for today was just that the skincare industry tends to feed on insecurity.
Yeah.
And sort of the care has gone out of skincare. Yeah. And right now you have people who are anxious. They either want to be more fair. Now they want the Korean glass skin. And it's being promised to them. Lots of people are making promises, whether they're unrealistic goals, like you told us a little bit about how a lot of brands that sell fairness are selling them on the basis of damaging false promises. So your skin, people have forgotten what it is, that it's an organ, that you should respect it, that the primary purpose of it is to act as a barrier. So what are some of the other unrealistic, I suppose, standards that the beauty industry, and perhaps we as actors, films, advertisers, are perhaps guilty of perpetuating that standard? What are some of the other unrealistic standards?
So first, let's talk about K-Beauty.
Yeah.
They have done a fantastic job, to be very honest, as a brand, Let me go back to 2010. I remember how Kotra is Korean Organization for Trade.
Right.
So they used to reach out to different distributors in India back then, I'm talking about, to, represent their brands in India. So they were so active. They really, it's a whole, what do you call, the system,
Yes.
They help you to promote.
Yes.
So it's not like India, if you have to sell Indian skincare abroad, there's no help from anywhere.
No.
They have K-pop, they have K-beauty, they have K-food, they have K-drama.
So they understand soft power.
And they understand, and they are penetrating the market in a very softer way. And you are just not understanding, but slowly, it's everywhere.
But I feel like perhaps we're getting there. We're talking about yoga, we're talking about Ayurveda, and we're taking it abroad, especially when it comes to skincare.
But you won't get glass skin. No way.
So tell me about the unrealistic
glass skin is no way. One, that's all filters, which they show it on, on different, on Insta and all that. Those are filters that, glossy skin. It's just impossible, right? And I remember in one party, I met this female and she said, a friend of mine, she went to Korea, Seoul, and she's now looking 5 years younger. And she spent just, I think, 3 or 4 lakh rupees. I said, if this is the case, and I think the whole Bollywood would be like flying every day to Korea.
Right.
Right? Because everyone is so obsessed to look young. We
Right.
all want to look young.
Yes.
And 5 years is a good number.
Yes.
So, that was funny. So, I think we are very obsessed with Korean glass skin and the way Korean looks. In fact, I said, why are you looking at their skin? Why don't you look at their body? Right? So if you want to achieve that skin, you should also achieve their body.
Right.
So one is genetics.
Right.
Their genes are like that, and it's not Korea. If you go to Vietnam, you go to all Chinese, the Mongolian people, right? The Mongolian blood.
Right.
They all have amazing skin.
Right.
And it's in Malaysia, the Chinese descent.
Right.
It's in Thailand.
Right.
It's Vietnam, I just said.
Right.
Indonesia, if you go. So whoever has come from that, this is genes. Again, the food, the climate, it's cold and dry in Korea. So there's a lot of things which actually you cannot achieve that. It's not possible. And topical application, some creams and emulsions and ointments won't give you that skin.
Do we have, as Indians, any kind of thing that we can be proud of, and say that, this is our strength? Like, I feel my mother's skin is great, and she said, it's my Bengali genes.
Of course, we have very good skin.
But we're also very diverse, no? As a climate,
very diverse,
regional specific.
And the best part is we tan, we don't burn.
Yeah.
So we have thick skin, thick skin in all the ways, right? So we are strong people.
Right.
So we have thick skin, which is good, right? We don't burn, we tan. So that's why we have very less skin cancer in India.
Yes.
It's hardly any number.
Right.
If you compare with our ratio of population.
Right.
So it's because, and again, it's hilarious, but pollution, actually it protects the UVA and UVB to pass through.
That's true.
Right?
Right.
So that protects us.
Right.
from
Like
the
if you
sun.
go to Australia, there's a hole in the ozone layer.
Yes.
And people are burning.
Yes.
And being more
Yes.
susceptible to skin
Yes.
cancer. But I mean, pollution, I suppose, serves a certain.
But I think we all have a
purposes.
habit to chase something which we cannot achieve. We all want to look much younger. We want to go back to our 30s.
Yeah.
I think that's very human to think like that. So achieving Korean glass skin or to look like an American or a European, fairer skin,
But is the
blonde hair,
yes,
that's just
but
not
I'm
possible.
saying the skincare industry, I feel, is feeding into that. The anxiety and the neighbor's envy, all of that, the grass is green on the other side, instead of perhaps trying to be a little more responsible. So as a woman, as an entrepreneur, does that drive you in some way?
So I always talk about skin health, always, in every podcast, conferences, panels, always talk about skin health, that skin is not only about face.
Yes.
Stop thinking about your face.
Yeah.
Think about your whole body. Yeah, it's the largest organ of your body.
Right.
So it requires some care.
Right.
And I mentioned, right, it takes only, if you calculate, 10 to 12 minutes and some
To look
money
after
to look
this
after your
organ.
skin, and some very minimal money.
Right.
If you are not going for those expensive skincare products,
Right.
just the normal ones,
Right.
affordable ones, and it's hardly any money. I think that much your skin deserves.
Absolutely.
Right.
One thing that I wanted to try and clear up, if it's possible, was that a lot of people feel that the way that our grandparents did it, in terms of even the foods we eat and the things, the DIY natural things that we did, duptans and the face packs and the chandan and the haldi and all of that, a lot of people see great merit in that. And if we tell them, for example, on a podcast that we did, that, you should only eat what's in your kitchen, don't put it on your face, they don't like that. The importance of having dermatology science or an ingredient that is a pharmaceutical ingredient that might help your skin along. Is that something that we can talk about and embrace, or are those natural DIY skincare regimes that people follow enough?
They are not enough at all, and I don't endorse at all DIYs, and I think it's not a good idea. And again, the natural and chemical, it's again so much confusion.
Yes.
People think anything natural, they can just gobble it, eat it as much as you can, apply it as much as you can. I don't think it's healthy.
No.
It's very scary. You cannot apply, paste of cinnamon or cloves on your face, and it might burn you.
Right.
Right. And it might leave pigmentation on your face.
Right.
So that's
Even
not a good
something as
idea.
natural as a lemon
No.
or vinegar, these are things that we should be wary of, and perhaps not just make our own concoctions in the kitchen and apply them.
No. See, all chemicals, our skincare example, it's backed by science. There's so much of evidence, there's so much of documents. So I am not against natural products, but they should be backed by evidence.
Right.
And if you see all these DIY hacks, coming on FB all the time, they never tell you how much quantity, how long it's going to, take to show you some results, some visible results. If it never mentions anything like that.
Right.
Right. How many people did it?
Right.
What age group has done it? Which part of India has been using it for such a long time?
Right.
They never mention all those things. It should be mentioned.
Right.
If you really want to promote natural products.
I think that's an important thing that you said in terms of time also, because I feel that a lot of products, again, tell you this is going to work in 2 weeks, where it's not possible. And it's important, I think, to set realistic timelines also and to tell people how long they should use things for and follow it in a certain regimen. And that you'll only get, I think, from certain trusted sources, let's say. But want to talk about quick fixes a little bit. I think a lot of people, when it comes to skincare now, understand the cleansing, the moisturizing, the protection, the CMP, sometimes the treatment. But things happen when you wake up one day and you're going to a wedding or you're going to a red carpet.
A pimple pops up.
So I'm thinking of two things, maybe there are more. A pimple pops up, puffy eyes is another thing that suddenly you wake up, either when you slept too much or you haven't slept enough. I don't know which one causes it. Or when you sleep face down, which as a woman you should never do, but I find myself inevitably sleeping with my face down.
I didn't know that, actually, to be honest.
That's not good for your skin.
I have
or
no
that
idea
I
about
sleep
that.
like that.
Or
Which one didn't you know?
The face down.
Apparently, it's not good for your skin because it's just your lymphatic drainage. And is that also not true? Because please tell me I can sleep like this and I'll still be fine. Okay.
You can, definitely you can.
Okay.
And talking about puffy eyes, it can happen because of many reasons. Just not about your sleeping habits. Sometimes you oversleep, right? If you sleep for 10 hours, still you get puffy face and puffy eyes, right? Sleep less, you get puffy eyes. I have slightly, puffy eyes. It's many reasons. We are on phone all the time. We actually stress those muscles a lot. When you are staring at your laptop, you're staring at the phone, you're watching too much of TV. Just imagine that muscles, you are overusing them.
But wouldn't that just make that doesn't that make you more lean than more puffy?
No. See, it's like inflammation.
Right.
Just like inflammation, right? You're going to gym and you are overusing a certain muscle. It's going to hurt a lot.
Right.
Or it's going to get inflamed.
Right.
So it's something very similar.
And also sometimes eating salt.
Eating salt does, yes.
Like I went to Japan and I came back with puffy eyes that lasted 2 weeks.
And soy sauce. It has a lot of sodium. Yeah. So it definitely can cause puffy eyes.
Okay, so quick fixes. One for that pimple that pops up.
So pimple won't go next day, please. It won't go next day. At least it will take 3 to 7 days to completely vanish. But you can apply a small dot there. We have 2-3 products.
What is the ingredient that you need?
Salicylic acid.
Salicylic acid.
Or benzoyl peroxide.
Right.
It works extremely well. Just use a dab of the gel and be okay with it. Yeah. Because more you fiddle with it, it's going to leave marks.
Right.
Right? Leave really bad marks.
Right.
So just leave it alone.
Don't try and pop it. It can scar.
Yes. So that's one. And you can conceal it if you are really worried about it with some makeup. That's fine for some time, for 2-3 hours, and you can wash it off.
And now you get those patches also, no, that you can try and conceal it with.
But they don't work actually, to be very honest, no. But they're very popular with kids because they find it really fancy.
And shapes and
colors.
You get also stars with adults, not just kids.
Yes.
But they don't work, why?
Because they don't get, enough air to breathe.
Right.
You actually clog the pore.
Right.
You just clog it. So it won't heal on its own.
Interesting.
Sometimes, it's a very small wound if you'll see, right? So it will heal on its own.
Okay. The puffy eyes, are there any quick fixes?
Ice. And cucumber. You can make a paste.
Green tea?
Or grate it. Green tea sachets, You can put it in the fridge and you can use
caffeine. I think the caffeine is an ingredient that sometimes...
It's very symptomatic, for some time. But ice is good.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to come back a little bit to the anti-aging because that's something that I understand is a big deal that people are, again, trying to achieve. We're talking about pro-aging. We're talking, of course, about embracing just the experience that comes with the years that you've lived, embracing some of those wrinkles and lines that come. But it is not easy sometimes. All of us, we look at ourselves in the mirror.
You hate it, yeah.
Women are anyway judged harder than
Yes,
men.
yes.
And again, then the film industry and the glamour industry presents perhaps inauthentic images. And you think, okay, this person is not aging at all. What's happening to me? And perhaps I can emulate what they're doing. What would you say to someone who comes to you with aging as a concern, which will allow them to feel good, to look good, to try and combat some of the, I'm trying to think of a kinder word than the evils of aging.
So I'll tell you something. Majority of them, they are not very good listeners. Majority of them, they are like, really want to reverse it.
Right.
And they are so desperate about it. I have some friends and some people whom I know, they come to me and they ask, tell me something. Just give me something. I want to go back.
Right.
I just want to, turn around the clock, which is just not possible.
Right.
Right. It's not a disease, like you have to cure it.
Okay.
It's something you have to be with it.
Yeah.
So you can look good, right? But after a certain age, you just cannot pull your skin up, with a hook.
No.
It's not possible, right? So you can apply some very good moisturizers up to, let's say, 60. You can still manage.
Right.
After that, I think your skin really starts sagging quite a bit, and then too much of Botox or too many fillers start showing, and anyone can make out like you overdid, right? And there are certain areas which you cannot actually overdo also.
Like?
So then your face looks a bit deformed, right? Because especially the eye socket area, you cannot have too many fillers there. Right, our jowl, this things. So Indians have this habit of our face starts going down. So really we want to pull it up.
Right.
So each and every, skin type has its own problem.
Right.
Like, European skin, American skin, they're very thin skin.
Yes.
It's not like, I just mentioned about thick skin. They're very thin skin.
Yes.
So if you see, they are wrinkled very early.
Yes.
They have a lot of wrinkles. They have crow feet,
Yeah.
right? They wrinkle really early. And we Indians, we have this skin going down, because it's a heavy skin. It's a thick, heavy skin. It starts going down.
Okay.
So I think just be happy, and it's more about, I think, being fit also.
Right.
Right? You exercise, go to gym, eat well, good nutrition. So even Fixderma or FCL skincare, we have a premium skincare brand, both won't help. There are topical applications. You have to have this holistic thing,
Yes.
You have to...
There are no shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Like next morning or after 1 week, you start looking, 10 years younger. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No way.
I think the more one talks about just acceptance.
Yes.
And people speak more openly. And
Yes.
we have, more authentic role models who talk
Yes.
about this and who show this in the
Yes.
way that they live and who are comfortable, walking around like, Karina, for example. I
Yeah.
feel like that's someone people really look up to because she's so authentic. She is comfortable posting very realistic pictures of herself where people can see that this is someone who's secure and
Yes,
confident.
yes.
It's very easy to say also, I think also because she's a superstar.
Yeah.
And perhaps if you are looking for, other people who, I'm really struggling to think of people who I can look up to as real role models. I look at my mother, I look at Karina, I look at Kate Winslet, abroad. And those are people who are speaking, walking the walk, talking the talk. And the more we have conversations like this, where we just speak about acceptance, perhaps
yes.
it'll normalize certain things. When it comes to unrealistic expectations, again, another thing that people are spending money on and taking money out of their budgets to do, whether they can afford it or not, becomes secondary, are the drips. And there's been a lot of talk also on these wellness drips. They are anti-aging drips. As somebody who has research in this area and experience, like what would you say to somebody who would say, I want to take a drip to look younger, feel younger, antioxidants that come with a side effect apparently. Apparently that's a side effect and not the intended goal of fairness.
See, once in a while, taking a drip is fine. Like, people are doing it in weddings.
Yeah.
Just to feel, feel more energetic and, glowing skin. They're not looking very tired and puffy. So they are doing it. Once in a while, just, fashion, it's fine. But
Right.
I don't think you should make it a habit. Definitely it's going to have certain side effects. And for fairness, it's been there for ages. People have been taking glutathione
That's
drips,
the-
right?
yes.
And you have to take it regularly to bring your certain shades down. And we have so many celebrities, right? If you see their past pictures and their present pictures, there's a huge difference in their skin complexion.
Right.
So it's not some kind of a surgery, or they have not changed their, a layer of their skin.
Right.
It's nothing like that.
Right.
Right. Some people have some weird imagination that how they, something miraculous has happened and the complete sheet has been changed.
Yes.
But actually it's the drips, and you have to take regular dose of it for a certain period of time, and you have to keep taking it. Otherwise,
and when you stop taking it, it all comes
It reverses.
back. Because of the melanin and
yes,
and
it
all that.
reverses. Yes.
Okay, so I feel like these are important things to flag to people who may not have the awareness and who may go into doing a lot of these things at great personal cost,
Yeah.
financial and otherwise, and then they don't get the intended results.
Yes.
So I think a little bit of education goes a long way.
Yes.
Coming back to Fixderma, I want to talk about the fact that it's doing incredibly well from 2010 to now. There's been great acceleration and growth. I think now 275 crores of net worth, more than 30 countries. So that turning point for you, if you can touch on what was the moment of growth acceleration and then the experience of being a global brand. I wanted to ask about the fact that my friends, when they look at India and they look at beauty or they look at wellness, they know about Ayurveda and they know about Haldi and they know about, they know a few things. But to take a dermatological brand, international, which is free of Ayurveda, isn't that difficult as a challenge?
Extremely difficult, I think. Extremely difficult because, we are known for Ayurveda, you just said, right? So whenever they think about India, they think about those incense sticks, temples, bells, and, anything all about tradition and flowers. And so thinking about a company like us, it's not, they don't even think of. They can't relate to it.
Right.
So we have to actually work 10 times more than any other brand. When we are, in any exhibition, we participate in most of the exhibitions across the world. We are just going to Istanbul on 5th, 6th, 7th May. We'll be there putting up our stall. So we have to really work very hard because the trust is not there with Indian brands, and they can't relate. So, but it has been a long journey. We have really established ourselves, and all our distributors, they follow the same channel, meeting the dermatologist, they prescribe the products, and then they are available in the chemist shops.
Right.
So they are also following the same channel,
right.
But they have done a good job so far. And this one more question somebody asked us about the present, the war scene, right? So are you getting affected? We are not getting affected. Reason being, we are not selling sugar and rice. We are not selling commodity, we are selling a brand. And all the distributors, they are, working on the brand. They can they just can't leave us tomorrow. Because they have worked so hard to establish our brand in their country, an Indian brand in their country.
Right.
So I have a lot of respect for our distributors also.
Right.
But it gives us a lot of pride when we see Indian brand sitting on the shelf in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
It's a very aware, and the whole world knows about their, their spending.
Yes.
Right. They have a crazy spending power.
Yes.
And when you see an Indian brand sitting on the shelf there, next to the multinational brands, local brands, neighboring brands, and K-beauty, and doing well. So that gives us crazy pride. Like, we have done something. Our formulations are extremely good.
So is it the formulations? Like I'm saying, what sets you
apart? It's the formulations.
It is.
It's the formulations. We have very interesting formulations. I spoke about Nigrifix. Nobody ever thought about it. So you won't believe that we have queries from China and Korea because nobody has, formulated a product like Nigrifix. They never thought about it.
Right.
Another product which we have is a foot cream. So it's more than a crack heel cream. Generally, people always focus on crack heels.
Yes.
So it's more than a crack heel. It's about tingling sensation in your feet. And, you feel hot in the night. They're cold feet in the night. So it actually balances everything. So that product is extremely good. So no one thinks about it. And the multinationals always think about a bigger TAM.
Right.
A target should be very big, the target market, right? So they never think about just niche areas. So you're safe.
Right.
And you have queries.
Yeah.
So whenever we put our stalls, people just come to our stall and ask us about these products.
Right.
Our FCL skincare range
Yes.
has skin brightening complex. We have eye refining matrix. The names are like very complex and interesting, and they are very targeted products.
Why did you decide to launch a premium line?
Fixderma is a mass premium range, and FCL skin care is more of a premium range, and it's a doctor's favorite. So we wanted to launch something for dermatologists, specifically for them. And most of the products are, white and blue in color, very uniform packaging, and they really love it. Very, very interesting. Face masks we have, they don't dry, they remain wet. So we have PBA mask, which is PHA, BHA, HA, red clay mask.
Right.
We actually import red oxide. It's a volcano.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Some very interesting product range we have.
Nice.
I think that's the reason we were able to, crack the international market.
Yeah.
And it's a good percentage of our total revenue right now.
Right.
It's almost 25%.
And
we are growing. And the best part, what I feel is, as an Indian brand, we are able to crack these markets.
Yeah.
Imagine Vietnam, it's our fastest growing market. It has a porous border from China. Their skin is very similar to Korea, right? They have their own local brands, and it's a very aware and mature market. And they had European brands since ages,
Right?
And we were able to crack through.
Right.
And some of our products are doing extremely well. There are our sunscreens.
Right.
So,
what would you say was the moment of acceleration for you, and what was that sparked by?
So, I was actually speaking to a dermatologist also a few days back in a party, and he was a bit unhappy, the couple, and they were saying, why did you move out of the dermatologist room outside, right? I said, the reason was, we are a Delhi-based example, we are a Gurgaon-based company, and reaching to Mizoram, reaching to Trivandrum, Vizag, Guwahati, was not easy through dermatologists. It's a very long and tedious journey. You have to have a team who goes and meets all these doctors, promotes the products, and slowly the product comes on the prescription. It's it's really hard work, knocking in each and every door.
Yeah.
And not always a door is open for you.
Sure.
Right? You have to knock it like 4, 5, 6 times to
Yeah.
enter into it.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time. I said we had to step out.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to grow and we wanted the brand to be known.
Right.
And that was the reason. And when we went online, and then we really rocket.
That's what I wanted to ask you, when e-commerce
came
into all of
e-commerce.
this.
It was e-commerce. Actually, then the presence, when we were present on Amazon and all these marketplaces, people were really looking for it. And the most interesting part for us was, it was like a circle, right? When we started, people were really buying crappy products, colorful, with wonderful fonts, and, something which is more sensorial.
Right.
With good fragrance.
Right.
And now it's a complete 360-degree turn. Now people are after dermatology-led brands.
Yes.
More efficacious, where the ingredients are mentioned.
Right.
And how the formulation is made.
Right.
So it was good news for us.
Right. So the consumer is more savvy now.
Much more savvy. Much more savvy. And the best part with us, the major differentiation is our own manufacturing unit, which we had started in 2013.
Right.
So many people asked this question. I remember when we were looking for a bit of a funding in 2019 back then. So some of them said, why do you spend all the money on the manufacturing unit? You should have spent the same money on marketing, on your top line. Because the idea at that time was of top line.
Right.
Nobody was looking at profits.
Right.
So everyone was looking at numbers.
Right.
And our numbers was very small that time.
Right.
So why did you spend all the money on your manufacturing unit?
Right.
So we just wanted to have a full control on our formulation.
Right.
Because
you know exactly what is going in, you know the quality, the standard.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
Because, you can get hyaluronic acid for a certain price. You can get micronized zinc oxide, which is used in sunscreen, for a certain price. And it's a huge difference,
Right.
1/10 of a difference sometimes. But using the right ingredient is only going to, perform on your skin.
Sure.
The formulation, yes.
Sure. What does the future look for you and Fixderma?
Great, amazing, very bright.
Yeah.
Because I see a huge scope in so many areas we can go.
Yes.
skin dryness, you
Yes.
have been talking about,
Yes.
right?
I've been
That's
talking a lot about skin dryness.
And you are actually connecting only it with your hormonal imbalance right now, right? And because of
age.
perimenopause, aging. But you have no idea, skin dryness is so much connected with even medication.
It's true.
Yeah, all patients, any type of patient who's inbound, inside the hospital, outside, is a diabetic, or let's say going through cancer, so many dialysis,
Yes.
they all have scary dry skin.
Right.
You can, if you put a nail through it, might, make a cut.
Wow.
That bad, right? So that awareness has to happen.
And
They
even our
need to
lifestyle, air conditioning.
Yes, they need to apply a heavy moisturizer there. So I'll tell you one, we are actually making...
Is this a product that you're going to, that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
in the process
So
of?
I'll tell you a very interesting story. So we have our videographer in office, and he said my sister was visiting from Australia, and she has this tub of moisturizer, and she said it's finished. So she said, can I get something similar? So he said, we make it. So she was very surprised. I said, no, Fixderma, we make this product.
Right.
So then we gave her 3-4 tubs. And then the idea came to my mind that, if Australia can give it free, they give it free in hospitals. So whoever gets signs for admission or has come there for any kind of, consultation, get this tub free.
Wow.
To use it. So I got this idea, why don't we bring out something similar
Right.
and try to promote?
Right.
And it's doing extremely well. We have just launched it this winter only, in September. And I gave it 1+1 scheme on purpose.
Right.
So many people told me it looks so good and so effective. Why are you? I said, I just want it to enter the house.
So that hydration is key.
Very, very important.
Right.
So we are also now talking to certain hospitals. So there are so many gray areas, right, of
Right.
skincare. So whenever these new companies or startups think about skin, they are only after those serums.
Right.
Like, they launch some 3-4 serums, some cream, some which is very trendy.
Right.
And that's not going to last, because see, if Geeta is thinking
Yes.
of a certain product, Sita is also thinking the same thing.
Right.
And Rita is also thinking the same thing.
Right.
Then where is the differentiator?
Right.
And then they are not able to launch it or not able to sustain
Right.
the brand.
Right.
Because they are not thinking beyond face.
Aside, I want to ask, why don't these big, generally, like, in America, you get these big jars, refills and things that seem cost effective. Why don't we have products in those sizes?
I really love this question. Thanks. Because I have spoken about it before. So just imagine. So if you can find a 1 liter, or 2 liter moisturizing lotion abroad.
Can't in India.
No, you won't.
Why?
Because we are not using it.
But aren't we price sensitive?
We won't be able to sell it.
Why?
No, because still skincare, we are just taking baby steps again.
I see.
We don't take it seriously. Wow. The percentage you're talking about who use a moisturizer on daily basis, it's very so small percentage. They don't think it's a daily need.
So I think this kind of hydration tub that people get for free will at least start.
Yeah, we're not giving it for free. We are giving it a very
1+1.
Reasonable price. Yeah. But we want to at least people to start and understand. It's going to help them. So I'll tell you one more thing. What happened? So we had few leftover tubs in the factory, and one of my relative, he goes through dialysis. So I sent him like 6 tubs, and he gave it free to certain patients inside the dialysis room, because there are 500 ml tubs in Australia which we send. So the doctor, he put the label on the notice board. If you can find it anywhere, please buy it. So imagine there is so much of requirement.
So much need.
Yeah, so much need. But of course, the entry barrier is high to enter into a hospital.
Yes.
So whatever easy startups think about going online.
Yes.
So you can tomorrow or maybe in this evening, you can start a business online, right? You don't have to do much.
Right.
You can sell anything.
Yeah.
So if the entry barrier is low for you, it can be for anyone.
Right. Wow, I didn't actually realize that we're only scratching the surface when it comes to consumers of skincare in India.
And you must have seen 500 ml, 1000 ml of sunscreen.
Yes.
Imagine we have just started using sunscreen, and so many of influencers started saying it's endocrine disruptor, it goes into your this, and it's going to, disrupt the barrier reef.
I have heard that.
We don't even swim, sweetheart. How many of us know swimming?
I understand.
Right? We don't have the facility in schools and colleges.
Right. No, but the point is very important that sunscreen is very important to
yes.
use. It's a very important protection that we should all use, and perhaps we should not get swayed by some talk that has started, noise that it's not good for us, etc. Do your research, go to your dermat. Sunscreen is important.
Yes.
Okay. Last question. What perhaps is one myth that you would like to correct?
That overnight you will become Cleopatra, which is not going to happen. Nothing is going to be done like overnight. You cannot, change your complexion. You cannot change your skin tone. You cannot close your pores. You cannot, it takes time. You have to be slow and patient with your skin. Because if you are harsh and you want quick fixes, you will make mistakes again.
Right.
Just like your life, right? You make mistakes. And then again, you have to fix it.
Right.
You are going back to square one to fix it.
Right.
So one problem you have solved, but you have made another mistake. So yeah.
Very wise.
Yeah.
I feel for me, again, that's been a takeaway, that we think we're trying to help our skin, but everything is inflammation then, especially if you're doing it in an aggressive way. If you're looking for a quick fix, it's going to cause inflammation, and that's going to show up in a way that is not desirable perhaps later. So I want to again thank you again for coming onto the podcast. I think we've had a very varied conversation, which some of it has been philosophical about beauty and about standards. Some of it has been very specific about what we should look for in the product. Some of it has been about advice for entrepreneurs. So I think there have been lots of takeaways for me and hopefully for people listening as well. But thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for building a brand which has trust at the core, and credibility.
Thank you so much. But you have an excellent skin, but
thank you for saying that. And I hope you're not just saying that because...
No.
Thank you. I think your skin is also wonderful, by the way.
Thank you so much. So this is for you. We completed 15 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Lovely. So this will have lots of things that are going to make me...
This is all the
feel good about
moisturizer range. I want you to give it to your mom.
Okay, lovely. She's...
Honestly. And that's a body wash. It's for
very dry skin.
Honestly, that's how we wanted to talk. And somebody was laughing and it's very.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think my biggest takeaway from this conversation has really been that the future of skincare lies in less fear, less confusion, and less overuse of products. And at the same time, it calls for more as well. More education, more trust, and more respect, I think, for our skin, which is actually our largest organ. And our skin, I think, should not be viewed as a problem to be fixed. It's something that needs to be understood and something that we should respect. The goal is to support our skin in doing what it already knows best, protecting and repairing itself by maintaining a healthy skin barrier. Because when we shift from fixing our skin to respecting it, I think that's when skincare truly evolves. So I do want to thank Shaily so much for just being here today, for sharing your journey with all of us, sharing your insights with all of us. And I think I learned a lot. To everyone watching, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to All About Her.